Hey guys, it's Andre. I'm back. I'm addressing today heat strategy. So if you're looking to go participate in a wave kiting event, and it might be your first go at it or second, or you've been to a couple of competitions and you're just trying to improve, right? I went through that myself in my first few competitions. I was like really nervous. I was pushing too hard sometimes because I'm like, I want to be the best out there and, do the best maneuvers. And I found myself like frustrated. I was falling off. Then I couldn't find the right waves. And then, then I was all of a sudden tired and I'm puffed out. So all of these things are perfectly normal. When you're in a competition, you're in a tight time frame. It might be only 10 or 15 minutes, which is different to your normal leisurely kite when you've got a couple of hours. You're subject to the beach where the competition is. It might not be your local beach, it might be something a bit different that you're used to. And then added pressure to that, you've got 4 or 5 other guys buzzing around you and you're all in a competition. So that adds pressure. So just acknowledging that pressure is a really good start. And understanding that could be there. Now, to eliminate, too much overthinking or not knowing what to think when you're out there, it's a good idea to, I've got a little bit of an approach or some strategies that could help you in participating in one of our events. So the first one is really just to have a look at what the waves are doing, okay? And have a look at who the most successful competitors are. Have a look at what the waves are doing, what the frequency of the waves are, where the best waves are coming in. Okay, because really if you can position yourself where the waves are and in priority to catch those waves, you're gonna have a massive advantage over the rest of the guys out there, okay? The other one I think is really thinking about your equipment choice. Now sometimes we wanna have the most high performance board and the smallest kite so we can perform the best, but just evaluate on the day if the wind's a bit fluky and it's going to take you an extra 3 or 4 minutes to get back to the lineup because you're having to tack back to get the best waves. Sometimes it's worth considering just putting up a slightly bigger kite than a smaller kite because you're going to spend more time in the zone where you have the opportunity to catch those waves. So that would be a really good tip to just take on board. The other one is if you're in really light winds, is to consider riding a bigger board, and a bigger kite. But either of those things will start to solve some of those lighter wind problems where you have a lot of competitors that are stuck, tacking back to the wave zone the whole time. You might be the one that's actually getting the waves. So that's a really important strategy. Now, in a heat, typically, or every time, you're judged on your best 2 waves. Okay, so like I said in the beginning of the video, it can be a little bit of pressure to get out there and perform. A good strategy that I think newer riders or even experienced riders really use well is to just focus on going out. The first thing is to get in a position at the start of the heat where you can tack out and then be in front of the judges to get judged on your first wave. So the sooner you can go find a wave, be in the right position and ride that wave, you can have more time in the rest of the heat to collect some more waves, right? Now, your real goal is to go and ride 2 waves and ride them well. My suggestion is to go get your first wave, try and get 2 maneuvers in on your first wave. So if you can just focus on getting 2 waves with 2 maneuvers as a baseline to your heat strategy, it really sets you up where you're not trying to be the best you can be right there on that wave. You're just going to go and get a couple of good waves, right? And quite often what that does is that sets up your baseline score. So if you can go out in the heat early, get a good wave, guess what? You're like, oh, that's cool. I got that done. It's positive in your mindset. Then you can go and do the exact same strategy. So don't burn too much time out in the ocean, tack back upwind, get ahead of everyone else, stay out of everyone else's way, watch the ocean, see what waves are coming, try and pick just another good wave. It doesn't have to be the best wave. Try and find a wave that you can do 2 maneuvers on. Look, if you do your 2 maneuvers and there's another opportunity, by all means, go and smack the section that's going to give you a better score. But my other advice with those 2 waves, your first 2 waves, is don't over try, okay? Don't go in too fast. Don't go in too overcooked on your first maneuver. Just try and get up and have some flow and style with your first couple of maneuvers so you can get the score on the board. And then that way it's going to blueprint the rest of your heat. You might have 4 or 5 minutes or more left, okay? From there, once you've got your baseline 2 waves, then spend some time finding waves that will improve your score, and waves that you can perform better on to improve your score. There's no point, if you've already got, say, 2 average to good waves, let's say they're both scored around 4.5, 5 points, there's no point you going and getting 4 or 5 waves that score 3 points, because you're going to be scored on your top 2 waves. So really what I would say is go and find a couple more waves that are the same size, going to offer you some shape, not just close out, you know, so you can do a couple more turns and really improve on your score. So if you take that heat strategy from the start of the event, it really allows you to get in there and just focus on those 2 things, really. So it's 2 waves, 2 maneuvers as your baseline. And that can eliminate a lot of extra thinking and give you confidence and build your heat performances. So that would be the sort of major kind of tactical advice that I would give you. The other one is to be current, like be on the beach, prepared before your heat. Watch the wind and watch what the other competitors in the couple of heats before is happening. So if they're coming in underpowered, ask them, say, how did it feel out there? Was your kite big enough? Are you overpowered? Adjust your equipment to suit and have your equipment ready, you know, so don't wait to the last minute. You don't want to be rushing. You want to be standing, breathing on the beach, watching the waves. Give yourself a minute or 2 before you have to kite out in your heat. Take some deep breaths and just rethink on what you're going to do in that heat. So this advice will give you better runs in events. You'll get more opportunities to kite, and also you'll be able to progress. The other really good advice is to go talk to the better competitors and ask them and say, hey, look, did you see my heat? Could you watch my heat? Could you tell me if there's something I could be improving on? Because quite often what we think we're doing and what's happening can be 2 different things. So sometimes just little adjustments. The other big one, actually, it just came to my mind that I see a lot, and sitting in the judging panel, you're wishing for competitors to keep going on a wave. So sometimes a wave will offer you a maneuver or 2 and you feel like the wave is dying out. My suggestion is in a competition is to ride the wave through and keep turning, keep maneuvering. It doesn't have to be the highest maneuvers, because if you're against another guy, and this happens all the time, and let's say you've both got a similar wave and you both did a good maneuver on that wave, as judges, how do we discern who's the better rider? You're going to get an equal score or something, right? But if you ride the wave through and you do a little cut back and another little turn at the end, and then you make a real effort on the closeout, even if the wave's small or not that exciting, just make that effort, because that'll give you that defining difference and allow us to score you a little bit higher, and that'll help you progress through your heats. So that would be the other kind of advice I would give to new riders coming in, and people who are new to competitions. And there's no reason to be intimidated by competitions. You will have nerves, but at the end of the day, everyone's friendly. It's a friendly environment, and we're there to so everyone can have a win and have a smile and enjoy the day on the beach. So yeah, don't be scared to come up and talk to guys who are a bit more experienced, have already been through that, and that'll help your riding improve immensely. So look, I hope that was helpful with the heat strategy stuff, and comment in the video, do whatever you like, and we'll speak soon. Thanks, bye.